Happy Sabbath, everyone. We are reading from our usual book, Strength for the Day, and the title of our lesson today is Mama's Legacy. Our key text is taken from Hebrews 13, verse 16. It reads, "Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God." One bright Sunday morning on the beautiful island of Jamaica, when I was about 10, my mama was busy in the kitchen, humming her favorite song as I helped her. When the food was ready, she arranged the dining table in typical English fashion, adding a beautiful cloth napkin, a setting fit for a king. I was a bit confused. Were we having company for breakfast? If so, I hoped it was one of my aunts because I knew my cousins would also be coming. When everything was ready, she went outside and I followed, wondering where she was going. Some ladies who lived nearby also wondered and asked, "Miss Rima, where are you going?" She just smiled and said she would be back soon. I tagged along behind her. Mama went up and down the street, searching for someone. Eventually, she came upon a dirty, ragged, homeless man. We children were afraid of him, though he never seemed to notice us. He was lost in his own world. Mama bent down and said something to him. When she was done, he got up, straightened himself up, and proceeded to follow her. I stared in shock. Where was Mama taking this dirty homeless man? Straight to our home. The neighbors scattered in fright as she took him inside, sat him down at the dining table, and waited on him. She served him roasted breadfruit, ackee, and codfish. She poured him a hot cup of Milo tea and gave him a bowl of fresh fruit. He ate his breakfast and asked for seconds. When he was finished, he sat still for a few minutes, then quietly stood up and left. Mama hummed her song while she cleared the table and washed the dishes. A few of the ladies at the door asked, "Miss Rima, you're keeping the dishes that the homeless man just used?" With her radiant smile, she answered, "And why not? He is God's child, isn't he?" Then she came out and sat in her chair on the veranda, as if nothing out of the ordinary just happened. Mama's legacy lives on in the lives of her children as we fulfill the Lord's commission. "Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me." Matthew 25, verse 40. My friends, may we all share the love of Jesus with others as we wait for his return. Janet Maureen Mary. I have indeed been encouraged and strengthened for the day. It's not enough to just call ourselves Christian. We have to embody the characteristics of Christ. What we do to the least amongst us, we have done unto the Lord. I am reflecting on my journey and how I have seen my mother and father operate. I can recount many instances where their acts were a bit puzzling for me. But as I grew older, I recognized that what they were doing was the work of God. I remember vividly being in uni in Jamaica, and I had colleagues and friends who did not live in Kingston like I did. And my mother and father, they would give me groceries. My backpack was heavy. It was heavy loaded with flour, codfish or saltfish as we call it back home in Jamaica, oil, rice, mackerel, tin mackerel. And these are little grocery items that were put together in small parcels to be given to my colleagues and friends who did not have a base in Kingston. They were merely coming to campus. Hello. Hi, baby. They were merely coming to campus. Hello, my love. They were merely coming to campus to study. And unfortunately, they didn't have family members or close ties in Kingston. And the only thing that we could think of doing was to give little groceries here and there. If it's a little pocket money or lunch money, we would do so. And these are the things that we have to be mindful of. Don't allow your brother and sister to suffer in silence. Not many persons will come to you with their problems. You have to have insight as a Christian. You have to assess a person's situation and be able to identify their needs. I know someone said to me, I didn't get that gift, you got that gift. But in truth and in fact, I believe that's something that you have to be willing to receive as a gift. You can't push it off on someone else to say, that's your calling, that's your gift. Person might be right. Maybe it is my calling and my family's calling to do that, to seek out persons who need. Maybe it is indeed our calling, and it could be the calling of others as well. But we have to avail ourselves. We have to ask for the spirit of discernment to show us where we are needed, where we need to support persons. It would be so shameful to have come to this earth and not leave a mark, a positive mark at that. And so I want to reach out to anyone who's listening. It's not that I have a lot of money or my family has a lot of money, but little is much when God is in it. And you'd be surprised that if you just sacrifice, if you give to another individual who is in need, don't think about yourself, think about that person who is in need. God will provide. And I don't want to get emotional, but God will provide for your every need. You will lack for nothing. You will want for nothing, because you are thinking of others, and so He is thinking about you and what you need. And that's been my testimony all my life. That's been my family's testimony all our lives. Indeed, He has been faithful. So I just want to encourage us. Let's seek the lost. Let's seek the persons who are suffering in silence. Seek them out. Offer a helping hand. Do something for them. Even if they haven't asked. Maybe they will never ask. But let's get out of our comfort zone and render a shoulder to cry on. A helping hand. You never know how your personal touch, your thoughtfulness can shift the mindset of an individual who's going through a rough patch. Let's be light bearers. I can tell you, I am living off the blessings of my parents and my grandparents and possibly their parents. And it's just been generational blessings and favor. And I have to do my part for my future family by God's grace. It's not enough that I'm living off my parents' blessings. I have to do work as well. So let's think about others before ourselves. Let's think about the least amongst us. Let's not only help persons who can help themselves. It's pointless. Doesn't make any sense to me. Why is it that the rich only help the rich? For fame, for fortune, so that they can get favor in returns? It doesn't work like that for God. We have to seek those who are less fortunate amongst us. So I hope you've been encouraged. I hope you've been blessed today. It's a beautiful day, a beautiful Sabbath day. And I pray that And I pray that Almighty God will move in a mighty way in our lives as we aspire to be like Him, as we aspire to reach out to His people who are dying in a sinful world. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for the support. Thanks for sharing the content. And I pray that we will just bask in God's goodness and mercy. Let's just enjoy the love that He has for us, and let's share it with others. God bless and have a wonderful Sabbath day.